Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I filmed a video, but I'm gonna try to get back into the hang of things. I filmed a tutorial. I had a lot of people asking about it, so I decided to just do this. It's pretty simple. It's using a lot of product, but I skipped the liner and just did lashes. You don't have to do lashes. You could do whatever you want. I want to start doing more videos, so if you guys want to just leave some suggestions, that would be great. I've gotten a lot from posts that I've made. So I wrote all those down and I plan on filming those. I'm thinking my next video will be a brow tutorial and just kind of talking about how I do my brows. I wax my own brows, so I thought about maybe doing that on camera also. But I'm not sure yet because that's a pretty big task when I'm trying to just make sure they look okay in general with just me doing them myself. So I don't know if I'll film the waxing part because that's pretty detailed and I don't want to get so focused on showing you guys that I jack my own brows up. But yeah, excuse my skin. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, so hopefully get this cleared up. But yeah, I'll try to have a full list of all the products mentioned in this video in the description, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna play around and see what happens. I posted on Facebook earlier and asked if you guys would rather see a video on brows or a makeup tutorial, and like everyone said makeup. A few people said brows, a few people said both, but I'm trying to have videos to do, so I want to separate them, and I didn't want to do my brows in this video because I want to do a separate video devoted to brows. So what I'm putting on right now is the Benefit Porefessional. This is great. It fills in fine lines and also pores. It's one of my favorites. I like to put it up underneath, but also just kind of pat it into your pores. I just like to think that it gets in better that way. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite products. So yeah, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation. I like doing it first. I normally do primer, foundation, my brows, and then I do everything else. Concealer is one of the last things I do. And I like doing it that way because I get an idea of how my face is going to look, and then I go ahead and put on my brows too. So many people do brows last, but I like kind of using them as a guide for everything. But I already did my brows again because I'm doing a separate video completely devoted to brows. So I went ahead and did them. These are actually brows that I put on earlier today. It's late. It's not late, but it's like 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, I was gonna film earlier, but I didn't have time, so I'm just doing it now. So I put Nars Sheerglow. I just dotted it all over my face, and now I'm taking the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, which is my absolute favorite. I tell all my clients about it. I use it on all my clients. I use it on myself. It's literally like $8.99, and it's the best foundation brush I've ever used. I used to work at Ulta. I used to work for Benefit, and I would sell this brush out so fast. Like everyone would come in and they'd be like, I need a foundation brush, and they would always be looking at like the super expensive ones, and I'd always be like, actually I know one that's super cheap and it's my fave. And anyone that's ever used it has loved it, so I definitely highly recommend this, and it's cheap. Like compared to like MAC and all of that, it's definitely a lot cheaper. So this is my favorite. I like beauty blenders also, but I just never remember to use them. It's just a task to like wet them before, and once I sit down to do my makeup, like I normally have my iPad going, watching a video, and I'm like, I'll just use my brush. So make sure you blend your foundation down onto your neck. This foundation is a tad, just a little bit darker than I am, but once I conceal and bronze and everything, it turns out okay. But definitely one of my favorite foundations at the moment. Sometimes I'll mix this with the Urban Decay All Nighter and it lasts a little bit longer. That one is a really good one too. But I like them. I like them both. Nars gives you a little bit more of a natural finish, whereas the All Nighter can be look a little cakey sometimes. That's why I like mixing it. I feel that by mixing the Sheerglow and the All Nighter, it helps it a little bit. But I'm just rocking the Sheerglow tonight. I mean, I'm just going to wash this off afterwards, but I did wear Sheerglow all day today and I liked it. Some days if it gets too hot, like I have oily skin, so it'll look a little shiny about mid-afternoon, but it lasted and looked pretty good. My nose, foundation always comes off of my nose. I do not know what to do about it. If you guys have any tips, let me know, because by the end of the day, like, I have absolutely zero foundation on my nose and I'm like, what is happening? Or it like slides off and it's like the most annoying thing ever. I've been like looking for a primer that does the trick to make it not do that, but I haven't found anything. Okay, so that was the Nars Pro Prime. This is a new one. I just opened it, but I've used it before and I absolutely love it. I think I bought it the Sephora Friends and Family, or either there was some type of discount that I bought it. And it's one of my favorites. The only place I know to find it is at Sephora, but Ulta is going to start carrying Nars. If you go on the website, I think it's on the website, but it hits stores sometime this month, I think. Like, I'm in so much trouble because when I go to Sephora, like, I always give myself a rule to only buy products that I can't find at Ulta or places near me, because I don't get to go to Sephora that much, so I try to shop the brands that I can't get locally and that you can only get in Sephora. So Nars, Kat Von D, all that kind of stuff is what I normally lean towards when I go in there, but now that Nars is local, I'm in trouble. So this is Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, and I just apply this to make like just an even layer. It's all one color. It hides all the veins and all of that good stuff. Just like kind of on a fluffier brush. This is a Morphe brush. And now I'm just going to go into eyeshadow. Like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of have fun at this point. So I'm taking the Kat Von D Shade of Light eye palette, and I love this. I love this so much. I don't know, there's just so many great colors. You can tell the colors that I use because they're like almost hitting pan. But I'm taking this lighter shade and also this big shade and just kind of mixing it, and I'm going to put that right up underneath my brow, and this will kind of just create an under eye highlight, which is what I'm doing, but it just makes the eyebrow look a little sharper. Normally I cut my eyebrows in with the soft ochre, but there was still some left in there, and I'm going to go over that in the brow video that I'm going to do. So I didn't want to just keep doing that. So I'm going to take the bigger shade now, which is closer to my skin tone, and I'm just going to apply that the rest of the way down, not on my lid because we're going to do sparkly kind of shimmery shades there. And if you put a matte down, it'll make it harder for that to adhere. So I'm just applying that. And then I'm going to take a blending brush. This is the MAC 224. And I'm going in with this shade right here, which is kind of a tan. And I'm just going to put that in my crease and really blend it out. This is just going to act as my transition shade for when you put other shades down later. They'll lay a lot easier, blend a lot easier also. I hope you guys can see this. It's kind of hard to film, especially like by yourself, just because you can't really see like if you're in focus or if you're zoomed in. makes it a little difficult. And the camera that I have it doesn't focus, it doesn't have autofocus in video mode. So if it did, then it would be fine. I could just zoom in different areas and be like, hey, look what I'm doing here, but I can't do that with this camera. I was thinking about selling it and trying to get a different one that does do that, but I am going to see how consistent I am with making videos before I put money into that. So there's that. All right. So I'm going to go into my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to take Burnt Orange, which is this shade right here. It's very caramelly. And tap off the excess, and I'm just going to kind of put that in the same general area that we put the shade from the Kat Von D palette in. And just kind of deepen it up a little bit. We're going to go in with some fun color next. So this is just building. I find that when I build eyeshadow, like color after color after color, it just blends in a lot more nicely and just looks a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to keep the same brush, and I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with this red ochre shade, which is really pretty. It's like a burgundy. I'm taking a very small amount, and I'm focusing it on the outer corner of my eye just to get most of the color down there, and then just start blending that into your crease like this. And you're going to kind of blow this color out also. You don't want anything to look too harsh. And do the same thing to the other side. I'm not done blending, but I'm going to switch brushes to blend, so I'm just going to lay this down. I'm so not used to filming that I'm not sure how long the camera will film until it cuts off, because I have that problem with this camera too. It only films for so long and then it stops filming and I have to restart the recording. Something about how long or how much space can be used to film at a time. On the, I think it's only 4 gigabytes that it can hold for one clip. So I'm not really sure where I'm going to get cut off. So I'm trying to be conscious of it so I don't just keep talking and don't realize that nothing is being recorded. Okay, and the clip was full, so I can get about 12 minutes. But I'm taking next this Cypress Umber shade, which is the darker shade. And this is a MAC 217. And I'm just going to barely put it on that outside edge. Just like this. Just to add a little bit of depth right there. This is like my kind of eye. I just love really super warm eyeshadow looks. So at this point into filming, the TV got turned on in the living room and you could totally just hear it in the background. So I'm just going to voice over the rest of this. I am taking Too Faced Glitter Glue, which is amazing, and just putting it all over the lid. It can really transform any eyeshadows that you have, even if it's a plain shadow, and make it really pop on the lid. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm taking Stila's Kitten eyeshadow and just packing that all over the lid. This color is great. It is one of my favorite shades to use on brides. It looks really amazing in pictures. And again, I'm just patting that all over the lid with a shader brush. Next, I'm taking Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and then I'm layering it with the Kat Von D concealer and just making a triangle shape underneath my eyes and adding it into a few of the high places and just blending it with that same foundation brush. And then after this, I'm going to set it with the, what is that called? It is
the Mercier Secret brightening powder, and I'm just going to set that underneath the eyes, and then the rest of the face I'm going to use a MAC setting powder. So I applied falsies off camera since my battery was dying, and I'm just going in with one of those caramel colors that we used in the beginning and just lining the lower lash line, and then going in with Rollerball mascara from Benefit. I'm contouring next with the Tartiest Pro palette that they just came out with. I'm using the powder bronzer shade in the palette, and then I'm going to use blush by Urban Decay in the shade Fetish, and then I'm going back to that Tartiest Pro palette and using one of the highlights as well. I actually really like that palette, and that's what I've been using on a daily basis. And then I'm going on to lips. I'm using Contempo liner by Colourpop and just lining, and then I'm using a NYX liquid lip. I want to say it's ruffle trim, but I could be wrong, so I'll leave that in the description down below. And this is just a close-up of the look for you guys. I really enjoyed doing this look for you, and I hope you guys really like it, and just let me know what videos you want to see down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!